Hello there, crafty friends. I know it's been a while since I've shared a video, but summer was super busy and I needed to devote my time to family. But I'm back, and today's video is a bit different. It's an organization video sharing how I organize and store my wax beads. I'm really into creating wax seals lately, and I thought I would give you a closer look at my favorite wax beads, as well as sharing how to create a wax seal, which I will do at the end of this video. Let's start with the wax beads. I like using the Honeybee wax melts as well as the Spellbinders wax beads. Honeybee provides mixes of colors in their jars. I really like this because it gives you a great variety and it's a good option when you are first starting out. Let's open up the jars and get a look at the colors in each collection. This brings me to my first step in my organization process, and that is to separate all the wax beads by color. You could always leave the mixes together in the jar, but I believe organization is personal and you need to do what works best for you. I work by color, so this is how I'm choosing to organize these. I'm sorting through the colors by placing all of them on a panel of cardstock and then pulling each color out and placing them on another panel of cardstock. I'm doing this to not only give you a better look at the colors, but this way I can easily funnel the colors into my storage unit. I also wanted to note that these color mixes that Honeybee has put together would make for great color combos on cards. I encourage you to look at your products and take notice of the colors that companies put together for inspiration. I plan on using several of these color combos on future cards. Moving on to the Spellbinders wax beads. The package contains 100 beads of the same color. I suggest getting a mix of solid colors as well as their pearlized and metallic mixes. I will link to all the beads I organize in the description below. Now that the wax beads have been sorted by color, I'm going to put them into this storage unit. I've had this tackle box container for a long time and thought it would be perfect for these beads. I will link to some options below for storing these wax beads, but take a second look at containers you already own, as there are many great options that would work for storing these. The next step in my organization process is to create labels for the beads. Since I do this for my job, I need to know the color name and manufacturer of each wax bead I use. I printed them all in my P-Touch label maker. I use this label maker for everything in my home, and I will link to a newer version in the description below. Just make sure that when you're using it that you hit chain print to save on tape. For the Honeybee wax beads, I put the name of the mix instead of the color because that is how I would link up to it. After trimming the labels, I started funneling the wax beads into the container. To do that, I gently bend my cardstock piece and drop them into each slot in the storage box. I like to place them in one or two at a time and then place the coordinating label on the outside of the box on the front of the lid. I repeat the process in rainbow order. One thing to note, I've collected these wax seals for some time, so I have a larger collection. If you're new to this, I suggest getting a few of the mixes and starting there. You can always add to your collection over time. Now that all the beads have been organized, let's look at some of the other tools you will need to create a wax seal. You will need a wax stamper to make an impression. All of these I'm showing is from Honeybee, and I will link to them below. I placed them inside this plastic container that I found at Target in their school supply section. I also keep my wax spoon in there as well as my wax stirring tool. Now let's make a wax seal since our tools are all organized. I like to use this silicone mat from Waffle Flower to pour my wax melt onto. You will also need a tea light candle for this to place under your wax furnace. I use this electric candle lighter to light it, and I set my spoon on top with 4 of the wax beads. For the first example, I used 4 light yellow wax melts from the Simply Spring collection along with the Be Creative stamper. After they have melted, I use my wax stirring tool to stir it, and then I pour the liquid on a silicone mat. Then I place the wax stamper on top. You do not want to press too hard. I gently lay it on top of the liquid and let go. I give it about a minute to set up and cool, and I clean my spoon while I wait. I just use a baby wipe to wipe it out while it's still warm. Remember, the spoon gets very hot, so be extra careful. Then I remove the seal. It comes off very easily, and there you have it, a quick and easy wax seal. So let's do one more example, but this time with multiple colors. I used 2 royal blue beads, 1 blue from the vitamin C mix, and 1 pearl bead. Now with mixed colors, you can mix it up with your stir stick or keep it as is with more blocks of color. I chose to mix up mine to create some swirls. It's up to you with the result you want. Once melted, I repeated the process as before and poured it onto the silicone mat. This time, I used the Spring Bird stamper. Once cooled, I removed the wax seal, but I wasn't happy with the result. If this happens to you, no worries. Simply cut it up and place it back into the spoon to reheat. This ensures no waste. I decided to use the Snowflake stamper this time, and I was much more happy with the result. Another fun thing you can do with your wax seals is to add color to them to make the details stand out more. I like to use these Posca pens, but you can use any paint marker you like for this. I suggest one with a small tip so you can get to all the small details. So now I want to show you some wax seals I made off camera using the supplies shown in today's video. I must warn you that this is very addicting, and once you make one, you're going to want to make a bunch. I like to make a batch of these when I'm feeling uninspired or don't have a lot of time to create but want to make something. You can use wax seals in your card design, or you can seal your envelopes with them. I like to place these wax seal stickers on the back and have them ready to adhere to the back of the envelope flap. Here's an example of this on a previous card I created. I will link below in the description to more information on this card if you are interested. One last thing I wanted to share. I went ahead and bought another wax furnace and spoon so I could make more wax seals at one session. I find it's a great way to go back and forth, and you can create more wax seals quicker. While one is melting, you can get the second one ready. This is not necessary at all, but if you make a lot like me, it may be something to consider. Thank you so much for spending some time here with me today. I hope this has inspired you to try creating wax seals. Please let me know in the comments below if you like these types of organization videos and what you want me to share next. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and click that notification bell to see more videos from me. Have a great day and happy crafting.